Welcome back everyone to our gameplay series here in Farming Simulator 17 using the Lone Oak Farm map. So we are hoping to have a great video today and we're not off to a very good start. Me and Course Play are just not getting along for whatever reason today, but we're going to try to fight our way through it because I am convinced that we can get this done. Even though I've just seen this guy miss a little bit on the corner. There is a way to avoid most, if not all of that in Course Play now, but this guy was not wanting to do what I wanted him to do, so I decided just to get the best route for him that I can. I have not saved that route because I'm going to be trying out a bunch of different routes, probably until I find the one that is the best for us. So this guy's already started. Our game plan for today, let's go ahead and do a little bit of work. Really wish this would save rather than me having to do this every time. So we've got our 3 fields all with wheat for now. We took care of harvesting field 45 last time. Today is going to be about 44 and 35. So that is a very good thing. Now I have made a couple of purchases. I purchased a combine as well as a tractor and tipper combination so that we can get things done more quickly. Again, that was the plan all along, but I'm trying to move things along here a little bit quicker, so I went ahead and took out a loan so that we could purchase some additional equipment. So if we come over here to the growth, you can see we're ready to take care of both 35 and 44, and actually 45 is able to be harvested at this point. It's ready to harvest, you can see, but it's just in the first stage. So depending on how things go, I might decide to do that one as well. We'll just see how it goes. So let's go ahead and hop in to one of our tractors with our tipper. And this is where I've been having lots of trouble. I mean, you can see our combine did a complete circle before he got started. So yeah, we're off to a great start this morning. And we are going to try. I mean, it's only 8:31 in game time. But we are really hoping for some better luck than what we've been having. So let's get this guy up and started. Again, I've started the route for these guys right on. Let's have him start from the first one. Let's try that. And let's see what happens. Now, he might actually go all the way around. Yeah, he's just decided he's going to go all the way around right now rather than stopping, because why wouldn't you? All right, we're going to let him do that, and hopefully that works out. You can see our guy here is already stopped. He's ready to be emptied. Here is our second combine, which you can see is identical to our first. We've got another Massey Ferguson 7347 model complete with the header, so everything is good to go there. And all right, everything looks good there. He is at, what, at 68%, 69% there. And here is our new tractor and tipper combination. You can see the same tipper we've been using, 15,000 liters. But then we've got a New Holland T5 model, and we've got the upgraded engine, which I believe gives us either 105 or 115 horsepower. Not really a big deal which one it gives us. It should be more than enough to do what we need it to do. So let's go ahead and load up our course here. And again, we are going to hope for the best. Now we're going to start this guy on the next closest waypoint. And once again, our first waypoint is right over here, very close to, there's our other tipper who's driving along for no particular reason right now. All right, so next closest waypoint, there we go. All right, this guy is going in. He should automatically, wait, hold on just a second. Yep, that's what I thought. So let's go ahead and start this again, just to make sure that we got everything that we need. Okay, so this guy says no combine in reach, and then immediately picks up the combine. So that's good. That means the automatic search worked, and sure enough, you can see that it did. Now we'll get his starting numbers all set up. And we'll have him start at 90%, and then we'll have him drive on to unload at, let's say, 45%, which is plenty after he unloads the combine each time. That should get him up to 45. Now, in the meantime, we've got a combine in the background that is sitting and waiting patiently to be unloaded. Okay, we're going to let this guy do his job because he seems to be doing pretty good. This guy, however, is not doing all that well, and let's see. Let's see what he does. Okay, he's going to stop. Okay, cover comes off. No combine in reach. He should automatically pick him up. And, okay, he does. So far, so good. Okay, his numbers are already set up the way we want. And it looks like he's going to be in good shape. So we're off to a little bit of a bumpy start. But, hey, life throws those at you, as I have come to understand quite clearly. But we're going to keep at it. As I've mentioned many times, and in fact, it is a hallmark of this channel, is that if you're coming here to see things go perfectly and somebody who is well-versed in all things and an expert in all that, you are in the wrong place. However, if you are come to a place looking for somebody who has an absolute blast playing these games, even when things don't go right, then you are in the right place. Okay, so this guy, is he going to stay? Yeah, he's going to head on up with the combine. So see, I love to see this. To me, this is the perfect situation that you would have a tipper riding next to the combine at all times. Now, with other forms like the corn, you have to do that, or more, I guess more appropriately, you could have it attached to the back, but you have to have a tipper at all times. In this particular case, we do not have to. You can see he's at 63% there. He's going to wait until everything is up and running. And okay, let's see how things are going. Okay, combine again. He's empty. He's back up at 8% now, so that's perfectly fine. This guy has decided he's going to do circles. I have no idea why, and I'll show you. If you look at the waypoints, there are no circles in this waypoint. In these waypoints, they're just not there. But he's decided he's going to do that, and we're just going to let him go with it because, like I said, I'm not sure why he's doing it, but as long as he will eventually get everything done that we need him to get done, I am not going to worry too much. If he starts missing huge portions of the field, then I will get more concerned and we'll have to do something about it. But for now, we are just going to hope for the best as we get started. All right, so this guy appears. Let's see if he does it. Yep, he's going to drop. Look at this. He's just going to miss on the corner of the field. Again, for no particular reason. I have no idea why he's doing that. Waypoints would indicate he should not be doing that. But hey, I can always take care of that at the very end. That's not the end of the world. In fact, let's see. Is he following the waypoints now? He is. So we had a little bit of an issue there, but now he seems to be following the waypoints. And now he's just going to go on a standard back and forth method of field work as opposed to the headlands, which is actually what I prefer, but trying out some different things. Again, you can see temporary course because I am not saving any of these courses until I make sure that things are working out the way I need them to. You can see our guy is going to, this is probably going to present us a problem. Yeah, this is definitely going to present us a problem. We'll deal with that momentarily, though. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see how this guy's doing. So 63%, he's actually headed over to unload at this point, so we'll follow along with him. We'll ride along inside the tractor, and we'll see him. He's going to take the shortcut here through the distance between field 30 and 35. He's going to take a little bit shorter route than going what we had done last time, which was to go all the way around field 30 for this. Again, I've got multiple routes going to, in most cases, the same place, just so that we can try to spread out traffic a little bit as time goes on and we get more traffic and more equipment working in and around, particularly the silo area, to unload. That's going to be a huge deal going forward. And probably what I will do is, if we bring up our map once again, probably what I will end up doing, and again, all of this is sort of playing it by ear and seeing how things work out and what we need to do. But what I plan on doing is setting up probably 3 or 4 other silo locations. I've got a placeable silo that I have, a mod that I've downloaded, and hopefully that will work out, that I can place some silos at different spots around the map and use those to try to keep some of the congestion out of the way. Some of the spots that I've been looking at are on field 17, which you can see is all sorts of messed up. Then I'm thinking about sort of like chopping it off, like right in here somewhere maybe, and using this area as a parking area slash silo area. Same thing over here, probably somewhere around this area, possibly between, you know, 43, it would actually be portion of field 42 around these trees. So some different areas like that that are already going to be troublesome because of the odd shape of the field. I'm thinking about just sort of cutting those fields off and making those into a little bit better layout for us. And we come back over to our combine. Of course, in a perfect world, we would have the unloading happening on the side of the field that we've already taken care of. And yeah, here we go. This is where I knew we were going to get to. That's okay. Let's get this guy out of the way. So these are the things you learn the hard way through your use of course play. We'll let this guy get turned around, and then we will simply get this guy started once again. And there we go. So again, the automatic appears to be working because he's waiting until the field level has been reached. In fact, let's go ahead and move forward and let's see what's going on here. Yep, we're ready to be unloaded once again. So again, we're working two fields at the same time. Not nearly as many as we're going to have in the future, but things are actually not going that bad. We got some kinks to work out for sure, but that's sort of the point, is we got some kinks to work out, and that's not a huge problem. I expect to have those. I am by no means an expert in course play, but I do really like it. Unfortunately, it doesn't always like me. So let's see, we're going to be, yeah, this guy should be, by the time he gets to the end of the row here and he's ready to turn around, we should be in good shape. Yep, he's down at fully unloaded. So our tractor should move on. Now we got our other combine is at 63%. So things, once again, looking awesome. I like it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the plans going forward. Of course, we know the overall plan. That hasn't changed. Let's see, we got 19,000 so far in storage in the silo. So the next purchase that I plan on making will probably be field 30. And the reason for that is that would give me one combine that can work 45 and 44, and then a separate combine that can work 35 and 30. So that should work out pretty good. And of course, we'll purchase that. In fact, let's go ahead and visit over there. Again, a beautiful map, an absolutely beautiful map. And let's press R and let's see that currently it would cost us 98,000. So the fields on this map are not terribly expensive. A lot less expensive than they are on the default maps and the default pricing for the game. So 98,000 is not all that much for 6 hectares of space. So we're doing pretty good. And of course, I can always do missions, which I may very well start doing some of those off camera just to earn some money on the side and help things along until we get enough fields going that we're generating enough income to not only pay off loans, but to generate enough income to quickly purchase more and more fields and expand a lot quicker than what we can here at the beginning. So a very nice size field for only 98,000. Again, without any discounts, that's what that would be. So that's our first goal, $98,000. And I feel like we have every opportunity to do that. Again, a beautiful area, and absolutely love the look of these fields in the game in general. Another purchase we're going to need soon after that will be to get another of our seeder combinations with our Optum CVX tractor, as well as the seeder that also cultivates at the same time. So that's going to be something else. So again, a lot of money that you need up front to get started, but that is perfectly fine with me. As once again you can see beautiful field number 30 here to the left as we use the cut through between 30 and 35. Excellent. I absolutely love it when I see these tippers, because again, with this particular combine that we're working with, it's about 8,500 liter capacity, and anytime I see that we've got more than that, in this case 9,400, that means that they've actually moved alongside the combine while it was actually moving, which I love. I love the look of that. That is a beautiful thing to me. It's one of those little details that I really enjoy. Similar to the way on the tractors and the implements, I always try to get the wide tires whenever possible. I just love that look as well. All right, so let's go ahead and move along. Okay, this combine is nearing 60% completion once again, but there you can see our tipper is very close by, so no issues there. So now this guy, I believe, was just unloaded. Yes, he was. So 9,255 liters. All right, excellent. This is what I like. Now, it never ceases to amaze me, some of the weird things that course play will do in the middle of a field to get guys turned around. Sometimes it just seemingly will make circles indefinitely. But at this point, let's try to get back over to our combine here. I can pretty much tell you that this temporary course that we're using here, I will not be continuing to use. I will probably, at the very minimum, do 1 to 2 more headlands, if nothing else. And, you know, this issue aside that we got into over here where this guy was doing circles for no particular reason, that issue aside, because of where I am starting our route and parking our tipper on this field, either I'm going to have to change that or I'm going to have to change the combine. And it's much easier to change the route for the combine because I don't have to re-record anything. So I am much happier working with the combine. So right now, we're in a pretty good situation as far as finances go. Again, it's going to be difficult because we're here at the beginning, and the way I have chosen to go about things, we've got quite a bit of wheat in the silo, and of course we'll be selling that as it gets closer to a full tractor trailer load. We'll get the tractor trailer ready to go here in a moment. But if we look at the finances right now, the biggest issue we have is we're getting harvest income, and of course we're going to get much more. That was just one field 45. But if you notice, we got loan interest we got to deal with right now. Of course, we've got wages we got to pay. We've got costs for both fuel, the seeds, and the fertilizer that we deal with. And then, of course, the vehicle running costs and so on. So we got a lot of costs ongoing that are making it more difficult. Of course, as we continue to expand, those costs will, of course, expand. But the good thing is, once we get out of this loan interest, that's going to help us out. Because as we saw, 6 hectares of land is only just under $100,000. So we don't need all that much additional money each time to purchase new land. The biggest thing is going to be the equipment cost. So that's one of the reasons why we'll probably be doing some missions on the side in order to try to get some extra income and just help things along. But so far, I'm very excited about where this series can go. It's taken us a little bit here to get going, but I wanted to make sure I show you guys as much as I can, especially here at the beginning of the series, so you'll have an idea of what it is I'm doing and what I'm trying to do long term here in the series. All right, so this guy is now going to head back. He's a little under 9,500 liters. So let's go ahead and I tell you what, we need to get over to our tractor trailer. Let's back him away a little bit so we can see things. And so you can see he's ready to go here. Okay, we've got the courses. All I need to do is hit drive course, but he is still on the course that we had last time. Oops, in fact, you can see, look at the prices, how much different they are. We were over 1,300 at Lone Wolf Company last time. Now we're down to 839, very close to the 852. So not a whole lot there. We'll see how things go. I'll just keep this loaded up. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But again, the prices have changed, and this is just in one day. The prices have gone that much. Never been quite a big fan of that. Let's go ahead and drive that course. You can see now he's going to go ahead and empty the silo of the wheat that's there, and he'll wait. Let's see what we got him set him at. Yeah, at 95%. So he'll wait till he's at 95% full, and then he will drive on. And he's got a maximum capacity of 47,000, so it's going to be just a little bit longer before we get there. But, oh wow, there's actually more in there right now than I thought. So yeah, he'll be 1 to 2 more loads from our tippers, and he'll be on his way to make a little bit of money, but not nearly as much as we would prefer. But those are the breaks in the game, and we're just going to roll with it. Let's ride along here for a few minutes with our combine. Now, I generally don't like to spend a lot of time looking from inside the combine, because this is not one of the views that I really like a whole lot. Besides the fact that whenever I'm manually driving the combine, it makes it much harder for me to try to line this up, because it's harder to get a view that will show me everything I need. But very calm. I do like how the volume of the sounds is muted when you're inside the cabin, as you would expect. Much quieter than what you're going to get on the outside, although I have seen several games where that was not the case, where it didn't make any difference where your actual player location was. The sound was always the same. So you can see here our guy is at 70%, our worker at 71% now, so not too much longer. He'll need to be emptied once again. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to our other combine. Let's see how this guy's doing, making sure he's not continuing to do circles. Looks like, oh yeah, he is definitely ready to be emptied. He's at 99%. Not sure why our tractor is not on the way. Okay, it says no combine in reach. Yeah, there he goes. He's finally gonna, not sure if he needed me to hop on board with him, but he should be, yeah, 90%. That's perfectly good. Okay, well, we'll let them go on about their business. Here we go back to unload. And once again, let's ride inside. Let's see, let's go ahead and spin it around. And there you can see our combine is unloading. Oh, we have got slippage. There you can see our tractor trailer is now full, and he is headed off to earn us some money. It's a good thing too, because we only got $7 in the bank. So let's see, what is, oh my goodness, come on, course play, work with me here. There's no reason for that. I know course play really doesn't do collision, but come on, we got to be better than that. I mean, you just drove straight into that when there is no reason for that. All right, let's have this guy drive, and let's see what he does. Okay, so now he's just going to sit here, and he's going to have a standoff. Yeah, come on, course play. I'm going to really need you to be better than this. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, let's give him a second to realize that he's right next to the combine rather than no combine in reach. All right, so good. So this guy has decided that apparently he's on strike right now. Either that or maybe he's taken a break this morning that I wasn't unaware of. All right, so let's see if this guy continues on. No, even when he's right next to the combine, he's decided that he doesn't care at all. Okay, good, good. That's exactly what we want. Can we get this guy to drive? And okay, so he's going to drive over, and let me guess, he's going to go and unload. Because that would make this all perfect. He's either going to do that or perhaps drive back into the vehicle. Are we fortunate enough that this guy's going to drive up behind the combine? I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. Yeah, he's not even found the combine yet. Yeah, this guy's having all sorts of trouble. Once again, me and Courseplay are not getting along right now. So we're going to help him out a little bit. And once again, I can't keep the combine still while we're trying to unload you if you would just be still long enough. As much as I like it when we get to unload you as you're moving, sometimes I just need you to be still for just a minute. There we go. So he was still for a moment. We're going to try to continue on with him. There we go. Whoops. Right, let's get out of his way, let him make his turn. And then we will continue on with him. There we go. Before I turn this guy loose, and we will hope he does a better job. Again, I am all for filling up these tippers as much as we can, but I also like to keep them moving. You can see in the top right-hand corner, we got just about 39,000 there, as opposed to about 60,000. Wow, that is definitely not how we're going to make a lot of money. Okay, so let's have this guy drive the course, and let's see what he does. You can see our other tipper is also coming over to be unloaded. So this guy's going to drive over, and this would be perfect if he would hop onto his route, which it looks like he's going to do. Yep, he's going to hop onto the route and head over to be unloaded. Now, the real fun is going to happen when this guy gets ready to head back out to his starting location, and we'll see if, once again, he picks up the combine and goes on about the business that he's supposed to be doing, rather than... Okay, let's go ahead and have him do maximum speed there. Again, he was slowing down because that's what I did when I was recording. As I came to, there's actually a couple of courses combined right there. All right, there we go. You can see the other tipper has already come and gone. So this should be a very nice start toward a second load. Okay, let's stick around with this guy and see how he does. Tense moments here as we deal with Courseplay and see if it's going to indeed go back to doing what it had been doing the whole time. All right, there we go. So it has picked up the combine, and it's waiting until the field level is reached. Okay, excellent. In the meantime, we've got, you can see field 44 here to our right. So our guy is on his way back, having made us not nearly as much money as we had hoped. So about $39,000, I believe, is what it was. And as you can see in the top right-hand corner, that is all of the money that we have right now, a little over $39,000. So this guy is actually going to, I have him slowed down. He's one of those I have where, again, he's going to slow down at certain points and almost come to a stop sometimes, and that is simply something I did. As he's using, you can see 5 combined courses make up his entire route. But this is one of those opportunities where we get to see why I really like to shrink the size of the fields by using that roller for about 12 meters. Because in a situation like this, normally we would have this tractor trailer truck coming by and it would be interfering with our combine and the work of our combine. But as is the case right now, that is perfectly fine. We have plenty of room. Again, right now we are actually traveling on the edge of field 30, but that will certainly not be the case once we get that field shrunk a little bit. Okay, so this guy is headed back and on his way. Let's see how everybody else is coming across. All right, a combine here on field 44, just at about 14%, having been recently unloaded. So we're in good shape there. 55% here, and you can see, I mean, we're coming toward the end here. I didn't want to cut away and come back like I did, and probably will do a lot in future videos, but I wanted to give us an opportunity, since we're working 2 fields today, to actually show the entire work being done and all of the issues that we have along the way. But this guy is now at a point where he's making his longest route around the course, as he's going through this the section that comes around behind some of the actual storage buildings and gets closest to the silo. Again, what you see in the background there, the tractor trailer coming through, that's what I like to see. That's what I love about a game, a living world. So when I say a living world, I mean just things are happening in the world. In this case, we're orchestrating all of it, for better or for worse, but it's happening. Okay, this guy's decided no combine is in reach. That's no good. But we're going to give him a little bit of time. In the meantime, let's ride along with our other tipper who has, oh yeah, there you go. There you can see this guy, he did find the combine. Everything is fine. So he heads over again, living world. That's what I love. And again, as we move forward, in future videos, I want to see work going on over here. Using the pig farm. I want to see, of course, work on field 30 and the whole thing. That's really what I'm in this for. That's the whole point. It's not about making money. It's really about getting machines up and running and having them doing work. Because, I mean, if you just want people out there moving around, you can always just have them drive straight routes and just make circle upon circles out there. But we want to actually see work being done. We want to see wheat and corn and so on being harvested and being taken to the silo, and then from the silo taken to the store and so on. Let's see how we're doing now. So we're going to be somewhere around 28 to 30. Yeah, we're very close to 30,000 liters in there. So he's at 63%. So he is probably going to get one more load. Let's see what the prices are. Again, they just continue to go in the wrong direction. If we get too much of a spread here, I'll have to swap out and no longer have this guy go to Lone Wolf. But for right now, again, I'm just trying to keep it simple, and we'll go with that. Okay, so we'll have this guy will be up and running as soon as we're done. Again, I'll do that sort of thing off camera for now. We've got quite a bit left. I didn't realize we actually had this much wheat here on this particular area. But yeah, everything is coming along quite nicely. So I had mentioned that I was going to try to show everything. Well, just for the purposes of keeping this video less than, you know, like an hour and a half. Then what I'm going to try to do is right here, since we have so much left to do, particularly on this field, I'm actually going to cut away now, and we'll come back at the very end, and we'll just sort of surmise where we are, see how much money we've got, and then come up with a game plan for our next video. So we'll be back shortly. We are back, and during the time that we were gone, we sold another entire load, and tractor load of wheat, and you can see we are now on our way to sell yet another 47,000 liters of wheat. So that's going to give us enough money to purchase that next field number 30. All right, so this guy is almost over here. You can see in the distance there There is the Agri XJS cell location, so we are almost there. Let's make sure this guy gets through there. At this point, nothing seems to be a given anymore. Even routes that I've had course play run seemingly 100 times, it seems like they still have issues with them. So this is just one of those days, and one of those days that happens. So we're going to hope for the best here. You can see we still got the traffic on, and we're going to hope that this guy gets through here. I mean, admittedly, these are some pretty tight squeezes for a trailer of this length. I mean, there's room to get it done, but you have to make sure you use all of the room. And as I've mentioned before, I am by no means an expert in any of this, so most of the time we end up perfectly fine, but not always. Okay, let's see how much money we end up with. You can see on the bottom left-hand corner that we have finished work. That is one of our combines. The other one on field 35 is already done. Oh yeah, we are at 113,000. Again, we didn't get very much, as opposed to that 61,000 we got last time for a full load. This time we're only in the 40s because of the terrible prices. You can see, I mean, the prices have continued to go down. I had to swap over instead of Lone Wolf. I mean, the price difference had gotten so much that I actually needed to swap over. And that takes a lot, because I'm not terribly worried about the money one way or another. All right, let's go ahead and move around. You can see we have seeding going on field 35. And this guy's just going about his business. This is another one of those routes that I'll be redoing because he's simply missing. I don't like him missing that much on the corners. So we'll redo this route in the future. And then now you can see we are finally done here on field 44. So let's actually bring, maybe, if we can do that. Can we bring, stop the driver. There we go. Thought we'd already done that. Apparently not. Okay, harvester is already folded up. You can see I got some work to do over here in this corner. That is horrible looking. And eventually I will get around to fixing that, maybe. We'll see. So we'll take this guy back over. In the meantime, that guy unfortunately is just going to park in a terrible location and wait until he is ready to be filled again, which isn't going to happen for quite some time. So we'll get him going in the right direction here shortly. And again, we've got another field that is near ready to be harvested once it reaches. Again, we could, if we wanted to get all of our fields on the same day and on the same routine, we could go ahead and harvest that one. And I have considered doing just that. But let's go ahead and stop him. And we're going to run him around manually and get him back around to where he needs to be with this little bit of grain that he's got to unload. So we are busy seeding over on field 35, and you can already see, even for this distance with this level of detail, you can see that he doesn't have all that much to go. So he's moving right along. Then we'll move him on to field 44 and let him get started there. So all of that is going to be very nice. This is also why we're going to need, for sure, going to need another combination of tractor and the seeder. We're definitely going to need that. But for now, we need to head over to, yeah, look at that corner. And you can see he's missed a little bit down the edge. Yeah, we're going to need to redo that route to let him do a much better job. But for now, we need to get over to field 30, because as soon as we get done with this, I'm going to get the roller started on field 30, and we will actually have the ability to seed it as well. But we'll do that probably in our next video when we get back over to field 45 to do some other work. All right, so let's go ahead and hop out of our case tractor. Okay, so we'll press R here. And before we make this purchase, $98,000, 6 hectares of land, let's go ahead and move into our field management. and see how this is going to compare. This particular field size, how does it compare with what we already own? So if we come in, field 35 is about 4 hectares, 4.4. Again, these do not take into account the fact that we have shrunk these fields a little bit with the rolling. And then we got 6.5 and 6.5. So you can see 6.5 is about where we are on our biggest field, 4.4 on field 35, which is our smallest one. And then you can see up here at field 30, it is 6 hectares. So it's a good size, comparatively speaking, to where we have been. We'll go ahead and come into our for sale sign. Don't have any missions there. It's okay. We don't need one. We are actually going to buy this field. And now that's going to leave us with only $15,000 left. Now, the good thing about that is we had enough money to purchase the field. The bad thing is that actually now means we're going to go into the negative. So we'll probably start our next video with an actual negative in our account balance, because once we get into the next day and we pass midnight, we will have all of those normal costs from loan fees and vehicle running costs and that sort of thing that will actually come in as lump sums at midnight. So all of that that'll be fine. I don't mind the negative. That's something we could definitely avoid, but as I mentioned, in this particular case, I'm not terribly worried about it. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with these fields that are off to our left now, or actually to the right, on the right hand side of the mini map. If you look at the bottom, field 36, 37, and so on. Those fields are definitely fields I want to work, but I just got to figure out how I'm going to work them in to the grand scheme, since they are in a sort of a difficult location that's kind of hard to reach, given the way everything else is set up, all of our different routes. So we'll work through that as well. For now, we're going to bring this guy over and actually get him parked. Okay, and he'll be ready to go next time whenever we're ready for field 45. Okay, but for now, I'm going to hop in and we're going to call it a video here. I'm actually going to, as we exit this video, I am going to head my way over to 30 and actually go ahead and get started with rolling that. So thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we will continue our Living World initiative here in Lone Oak Farm.